Hello everybody, Beardy Mike here, and today we're looking at chords on the guitar. Chords are the fundamental building block of music and one of the most essential things to learn very early on to be able to play songs. Now, what we're going to do is, there are many ways that you can, obviously there are many chords that you can play. Today we're looking at a couple of techniques and things that I found are really useful in teaching beginner students especially, of not only how to make the chord, but ways to try and help you memorize that chord and be able to form that chord quicker, which is obviously essential if you're playing a song that's got a bunch of chords in it. You are going to need to be able to swap between those chords almost instantaneously to be able to keep the flow of the song going. So we're going to change camera, we're going to zoom right in on the fretboard, and I'm going to show you a couple of little tips and tricks of how to help you be able to form those chords quickly.
Righto, step one, forming the chord. Now this can be a bit frustrating for people, but persevere with it. Once you get the pattern, and after sort of lots of repetition, it will come naturally to you. And the steps I'm about to show you will help you be able to form that chord quickly and efficiently and enable you to be able to switch between chords nice and quickly. So when you first start forming a chord, it will be a case of very slowly finding all the positions that the fingers need to be in. And once you've got that, the idea is to go down the strings and make sure that all the strings are nice and clean and ringing out clearly. Now, when you first do this, you will probably find it will sound something like this. Kind of like that. So, you know, quite bad. The reason will be either one of two things. You won't be applying the pressure properly on the string, or what will be happening is we won't have an arc under here that is enough to clear the strings. So generally, we'll end up muting by accident. Or sorry, there is a third option. What might be happening is one of the other strings and one of the other fingers is catching. So for example, my ring finger here, if it's a little bit too low, it will catch this string below it. So I've got to make sure that when I play it, all my fingers aren't catching any other strings. Now, the thing to remember is, well, there's multiple things to remember. One of the things to remember is that when we play these strings, we want to be using our fingertips. So if I press down really hard, and then I'll try and show you my fingers, can you see on the fingertips the indents? Notice that they are all on the fingertip. That is where you want to see them, because that is going to be where you get the best pressure and more chances of clearing the other strings, so you're not actually muting anything. Now, getting the arc in the hand where these fingers come around can be very tricky. So when you first start, you may want to put your thumb down behind the neck a little bit to increase that arc. Now I'm going to try and show you the arc if I can on this camera. Hang on, there, can you see the arc that is going around that allows me not to catch these strings here with the fleshy parts of my fingers? Now, ideally, I don't want to be in this position where I've got my thumb on the back all the time. At the start, sometimes it's helpful, but eventually what you want to be able to do is just have your thumb come over and just rest the guitar in the crook, in the cradle of your hand. And the idea behind this is it's just a comfortable gripping position where you can move between lots of different chords and it's comfortable. So, for example, if you wonder what the grip feels like, if you grip your guitar like that, you can hold it in that grip. So that's a good thing to remember. If I can hold my guitar like that, like I'm a guitar stand, then generally I've probably got the right grip for this. So that's what we're aiming for, this grip and all the strings being pressed down correctly and ringing out nice and clean. So we're looking at an E major chord here. So after I form the chord and got it clean, that is step one. Now step 2 is where we start applying the pressure for longer and longer periods of time, and we're going to start doing what I call chord press-ups. Now, so we want to, let me just tap my camera, make sure it doesn't stop recording. We want to press and hold for 5 seconds. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, it's like a squeeze. You are squeezing the strings onto the fretboard like so. So all the pressure is squeezing between this and the back of your hand. So you'll squeeze in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. Now when I say relax, do not take your fingers off. I want you just to relax them so that you're not pressing the strings down, but you're still in the same position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. Start off with 5 seconds, then go up to 10 seconds. Do this for a while until you start to develop sort of more strength in your hand. Now from there, what I want you to do is once you feel that you're comfortable with that position, we are then going to start bouncing. So we're going to apply pressure, but it's going to be very quick. So on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. So we're doing little bounces. Now the idea of this is to try and help form this chord shape in your brain and what it feels like to actually play it. So the sensation of these 3 fingers and everything pressing and squeezing. From there, what I want you to do is over time, I want you to start bouncing. So the fingers actually leave the strings, but very slightly. Now the trick here is not to allow your fingers to go and come off. You want to maintain that shape and just flex and bounce. And then over time, I want you to increase the distance of that bounce. Oh, excuse me, pardon me. And you'll hear the sound of the chord ringing out if you do this. You're just hammering onto those strings, but making sure we keep the correct shape. If you find like this finger, for example, when you do this, starts going off somewhere, go back to just pressing and doing gentle bounces. This should kind of help solidify that shape and pattern in your head. Okay, so that's step 2. Step 3, I'm going to come back from the camera a little bit. Now what we do here is, I found this is really, really useful in lessons with a lot of students. We are going to start off making the chord, and then what I want you to do is I want you to make sure you maintain an eye line and eye contact with your fingers here and this end of the guitar. I don't want you to look anywhere else up the guitar when you do this. Just where they are, lock that in your brain, the position of where your fingers are. So this finger is on this fret, on this string, etc., etc. And then what we are going to do is this. We're going to just literally slide our hand up the guitar without any thought. You're just going to slide it up there nice and casually, and then I want you to try and slide it back down and form that shape instantly. Now what will happen is, at the start of this, you'll probably slide your hand up, you'll go back, and you'll have to do a bit of reforming. That's absolutely fine and absolutely normal. But the idea is, if you can really mesmerize and visualize where these fingers go, when you slide back, you should be able to, over time, be able to get that position instantaneously. And it will not take long, I promise you. If you do this and just keep watching your fingers and just going, right, this is the position they need to be in, lock them straight in, you will find you can form these chords very quickly and efficiently in no time at all. From there, the next step is making sure that when we form the chord, we strum it and make sure that it's clean. So for example, if you form the chord and it's like that, make sure, get used to pressing the chord again, make sure the chord is nice and clean, and then try and form it quickly. Like so. So those are the 3 steps to doing this. So step 1, forming the chord. and getting comfortable with that. Step 2, squeezing, making sure that the chord is nice and clean, and then bouncing and getting those bounces bigger and bigger, but maintaining the shape and pattern. After that, we go back to the slide and forming the chord. And I want you to do this with every single open chord that you learn. So E major, E minor, A major, oh that's terrible, A major, A minor, G major, D major, D minor. Have I done C? I have now. Okay, so that is steps 1 to 3 of forming and playing chords.
Well, I hope that was educational and I hope it helps you guys. So let me know how you get on. As I said, this has really helped students that I've been teaching just be able to memorize those chords quickly and efficiently, which is the goal of what we're aiming to achieve. So let me know how you get on, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Biddy's Music School out.